Okay, to get down into the dock bottom, we now have to make the descent via stairs down through one of these doors. The dry dock bottom now. You see guys washing the hull down there. These machines are called cherry pickers. Don't ask me why, but that's what they're called. And we can see down the length of the ship here the scaffolding tower, one of our gangways to get in and out. And we'll go take a walk under the ship. The ship is sitting on blocks and it holds the ship off the bottom of the dock so that we can go underneath and check her out. So you can see where they've been washing with a high pressure. Here's the block, big concrete structures with wood on top that absorbs the weight of the ship. And I guess from the dock to the top of the block is around about 2 meters. So here we are walking underneath the ship quite happily with 46,000 tons of ship over my head. I don't know if that gives you some idea of the height of here, but I'm 1.75 tall. And there's still about, including my helmet, there's still about, I don't know, 30 centimeters above me. So here we are, we're literally walking under the center line of the hull. And as we do this, we're always looking for the steel work here, make sure there's been no deformation, no damage. We can see here a plug, and this plug is to drain out any of the tanks so that we can inspect them. We can also see here we've got quite a lot of marine growth. Here none, and here quite a lot. And the reason for that is the last dry dock we did, this is where the block was, and so we couldn't paint it because it was obscured by the block. So we make sure that for the next dry dock we move the block out of the way to a place that was previously painted. I don't know if you can see that. So that this time we can clean all this off and paint this section. And we'll continue to move down a little bit. Got to be careful and get out of the way here. A couple of guys spraying with the high pressure. Don't want to get caught up with that. And here we can see water cascading out of the hull, and it's hell of a noisy, so I'll get away. The reason for that is the crew are all still living on board and our generators are running, so we need to supply the generators with cooling water, and that is the outlet. So I'm standing now in front of the dock gate, and I hope you can hear me over the background noise. I've got an external microphone plugged in now, so let's give it a go. First thing to note is the deliberate mistake when I told you the height of the dock at 50 to 60 meters. Of course it's 15 to 16. I don't know why I said 50 to 60. 15 to 16 meters. And if we look at the dock wall, we can actually see there's a gauge. And you notice that the 0 is here and not on the bottom of the dock. And that's because the 0 is the height of the block. So this is measuring the depth of water above the blocks. So from here to the top is 13 plus here about 15 meters from the bottom of the dock to the top of the wall. So now we're looking at the gate, and these huge girders here with the anchors are the support structure for when the gate is in the upright position. Of course, on there, on the other side of the gate is the harbour. So this is actually holding up the sea, if you will. So these are the valves that they open to flood the gate when it's time to float the ship again. And so the way that the gate works is these huge structures here. The gate slides down on hinges at the bottom here, and these big girders slide down these support members as the gate lies flat. And as I mentioned in the previous video, the whole gate lies on the sea floor. Once this is full, we then sail in above it into the dock. The gate is then hauled up by those wires that I mentioned, and then the dock is pumped out. The head of water then keeps the door sealed. And actually, as we can see, I hope you can see, that the actual gate itself is sealing beautifully. There's no leak there at all. What's leaking are a couple of the valves. So I'm probably standing here, I would suggest about 12 meters below the level of the sea on the outside of the dock. You can see that water is constantly running, and this is the water that's coming from the cooling system, water pumped from the shore side through the generators to keep them cool, into the dock, through these grids, and then pumped back into the harbour. I mentioned the other day about the main pumping system. Of course, these are the small drains that are being taking the water out of the dock into the harbour, but the main sump, if you will, for the dry dock is just over here. We'll go and have a quick look in a minute. One of the gate valves is leaking quite a lot. We'll just duck underneath there, protect the camera. And then over here we can see the main sump. I don't know if we'll be able to view the pumps, but we can go and have a look. Water's getting a bit deep here. We've got to plodge through this. And here is the main sump, and this is where the main pumps are housed. I don't think we can see in there. Let's have a look. Can we see in there? No, we're not going to see in there, and I've now got a wet foot because that's a bit deeper than I anticipated. And this is where the main pumps are for the dock that empty it when it's full. So there we are. That's a view of the dock gate from inside the dry dock. Quite an impressive structure. I'm told it's about 50 years old, this gate, and it's due to be renewed. We're the last ship into the dock using this gate, and there's a brand new dock gate being constructed, and it's going to be fitted once we've left the dock. I'm sure you'll agree it's quite a structure.